Coming at you live on YouTube. I have been getting requested to do some type of video content uh, at some point, so I thought, why not showcase my pickups? I'm sure some of you are wondering where the heck I've been. I've got a lot going on in life. I've been working on some different projects. I've been doing a lot of live events here in town. I've been doing a whole bunch of different like toy shows and anime shows and expos and different events like that. And it's been an absolute great time. And the revenue's been fantastic. And it's something that I do plan to dive into here, I don't know, over the next month or two. It's just really hard to pull myself away from things that are paying literally thousands of dollars for single weekends to focus in on other things. But this weekend, instead of going out and working one of these shows, I ended up going and doing a ton of sourcing, classic sourcing, and I've taken it up a whole nother notch to the point where I think that it's probably going to be time to actually put together a yard sailing course and put it out there for people who want to like really scale up the amount of revenue that they can make. Everything that I'm going to show you here over the next, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes was sourced within about 4 hours worth of time. And it's important to keep that number in mind that this only took 4 hours because there's probably close to about $1,500 worth of revenue here. And I understand each state, each day, it's going to be a little bit different, but there's things that can be done to even out those averages just to ensure that you get more consistent results for your time out there because you don't want to be going out there and then not getting return on investment, especially with gas prices being around $5 or $6 an hour. But we have new tips that have like really helped out with that to increase the consistency. So while I'm here, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Let me see if I can make sure the comments are up. Yeah. If you guys can hear me okay, please let me know. There we go. Show me all chat. I think it's working. I don't know. You can try me, but I got a whole table full of goods here. And I'm just going to kind of run through them here. I'll show you really quick so you can see the volume of stuff we're talking about. This whole table right here was picked up over the course of 4 hours worth of work. So you guys know I do a whole lot with plush, and not only am I been working with the plush locally at these shows, and I've got like 4 or 5 full size. Here, let me show you really quick. I got 4 or 5 of these giant bins. These bags right here are completely full of plush, but I also have 4 or 5 bins around the corner of plush that's actually just specifically for eBay. But I picked up some great Beanie Baby plush recently. I do look out for certain ones. I do recommend that you go after certain ones. And I know it sounds crazy that I'm suggesting Beanie Babies, but all of the ones that are dogs, they're super easy pickups. People are buying them 20, 30, $40 a piece for them. Definitely go after them. This is a brand I've talked about quite a few times before, Jellycat brand. And we don't have all plush this time. I know sometimes when I do these videos, you see nothing but plush from me. But Jellycat's always good money. This is a brand new Aurora with the tag. It's about a $25 plush right here. I paid $3 for it. The Jellycat I paid $1 for. The TY ones I paid $2 each for it. Here's another example of another TY doggo. It's like I think it's a beagle, but yeah, they seem to average anywhere between $20 and $40 each. And I think people are buying them not because they're Beanie Babies. I think people are buying them specifically because they're really cute looking dogs. Pick this one up. And then if you don't know, we talked about how to remove this in a previous video. A little bit of spray and wash. Here, I can show you really quick. I got some time. I'll leave you guys in my ears. Let me know if you can hear me okay too. I haven't seen any comments coming yet. So if you haven't heard me talk about this before, spray and wash does absolute wonders. And this is a really nice plush. This is probably about $15, $20 plush on its own. Something that I'm going to take into one of the stores. But just watch how well this works. And if you haven't bought this stuff before, get yourself a jug of this. And also learn how to do a little bit of an overstitch. So when you get the ones that don't have... Man, you guys are going to be blown away when you see this. So if you get the ones that have little holes in them, oh, the chat is showing up. Here, hold on. Let me make sure, because it showed up and then it vanished. Live chat. There we go. Here, you're fine. I think I missed it. Where did you get this particular haul? Oh, it's yard sailing and swap meet. So it's a combination of the two. So everything I've shown so far is just from the swap meet today. And I was only out there for about an hour and a half. I really did not want to be out there long. So I'm just going to hit a little brush just to give it a little agitation. It's not super necessary, but I'm just doing it to really work it down into there. And I got everything in here. And that's another video I plan to do. I plan to go through like my whole workstation. And you just saw, not even 10 seconds ago, there was like a really big, and this is going to go back. It's going to change back colors here once it dries off. But you saw there's a big old marker stain on there. It's completely gone now. So this is cleaned up. This is ready for sale. And it took 2 seconds. And that might be a plush that you might look over. It's $15, $20, $25 bill. You might walk right over it because, oh, it has a stain on it. I'm not going to deal with it. But you saw how quickly we got that stain out. And I paid $1 for that one because it was stained. It's a Powerpuff Girls plush. And like I said, we're not going to do all plush today. This just happens to be the first box I got here in front of me. This one's probably worth at least $20. It has its tag. I think it's from 2001. This was a snap buy, but I know it's going to be worth good money. Could even be double that for all I know. I picked up this really cool. This was from yard selling yesterday. I picked up this whole box of electronics. So I'm going to do a little bit of story time with you as we kind of go through. As of recent, when I'm working with some people, I've been getting a lot more of when I ask them, like, hey, how much do you want for this whole box? How much are you looking to get? And they'll look back at me and they'll say, oh, well, make me an offer. And it's a really horrible place to be in when you have to set the precedent or set the pacing for the pricing. And when I see people doing that, obviously it's that pricing uncertainty. So my new way of dealing with that is saying, well, I would rather not, or I'll say something to the effect of, well, how much did you ask, or how much did the last person say that they wanted to get the bin for? How much would you have sold it to the last person that came here? Or, where can we start at on your end? Because you have to get their price. You cannot come in any way at a good place for yourself. You're either going to come in too low, and then they're not going to want to do business with you. You're going to come in right where they want you to be, and they know that, okay, well, if he's going to be there, I can get him to pay more. Or you're going to come in too high, and then they're going to end up with the win, and then you're going to not have that free dinner because of the amount of money you're going to save. So when I saw this bin, I knew I wanted to get it for $10 or less, but I would have been willing to pay $15, maybe $20. And I say, hey, just how much are you hoping? Like, where are you really at on it? And she says, well, give me $5 for the bin. Bingo bango, I'll take it. So I was able to get away with a lot yesterday, but one of the real reasons that I bought this one is because there was this Panasonic base in here with the phone, and not just the one. There is all 3 of the side bases. I don't know if you can see those. All 3 of the side bases were in there, and all 3 of the extra handsets. So it's a 4-piece Panasonic phone set with all the cables, and that's worth about $70 on its own. And then in here, there's also a modem, 2 modems. I haven't even gone through this whole box yet. We've got 2 modems. Here, I'll even bring you guys over so you can see it. So, modem, handset, brand new HDMI cable. And it goes the whole way down, too. So I'll show you those extra handsets. So if you look down here, you can see we got 3 handsets as well. And then look at this. Here's a Google Chrome. I don't know how much that's worth, but we got money there. We got a Grand Canyon DVD. And then I know for a fact, another HDMI cable, can never have enough of those. I know for a fact in there as well, I saw a Sirius XM piece as well. Check out this shirt, guys. I don't know if I can get it to do right now, but this shirt changes colors. I'm in love with this thing. It's so cool. Look at it, it's turning purple. Good old Gecko Hawaii. When you get hot, it turns back to pink. It's so neat. Think you might do yard sale of your own to get rid of any of that stuff that will sell online? No, I will not. I'll tell you why. This is what I do now. And I used to do this. Here's what I do now. 1 bin, and all of it goes to the thrift store. Because I used to wait until I had 5, 10, 15 bins worth of stuff, and I would do a big old yard sale. I won't do it anymore, okay? What am I going to do out there? I'm going to spend all day. Best case scenario, I make $200 or $300, and I lose an entire Saturday. What could I do alternatively? Okay, well, I can free up all that space and the mental space. I'm not worrying about when am I going to get rid of that stuff. I'm not worried about, when I'm going to be able to convert to dollars. It's taking up space here as well. It's just easier for me. Once one bid fills, just donate it away. Don't even deal with it. And rather than making 200 or 300 bucks sitting outside all day, I would rather go yard sale for 3 or 4 hours and make $1,000 or $800 or however much you're going to make for the day. It's just, for me, I used to be that way, and I'd say I'm going to squeeze every dollar out of every item I got. But I realized I can only do so many things each day, and I have to get rid of the least profitable things out of my life. That's just all there is to it. I'm going to go down to one headphone because I feel like I'm yelling right now. Can you guys still hear me okay? Let me get a little water. If you guys haven't been to your local Hooters, these are a great little bolo, these Mountain Dew Wingman Weekend cups. They're fantastic cups too. So, as I was saying, get rid of the least profitable thing out of your life and just focus on making the most money that you possibly can. So that was this box, $5 in. Really, really liked it. Really, really great buy. Now, last week, if you guys were following on the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Bowlerama, link's probably going to be under the video. I think it autofills. I posted up that I got a ton of Beanie Babies at a yard sale. Well, when I got there, the guy told me, he's like, yeah, there was another guy here right before you, and he bought tons of stuff. I'm like, really? He said, yeah, he's, odds are he'll probably be out at the swap meet next week. And I don't know how he profiled him, but he's like, he'll probably be out at the swap meet next weekend, probably selling all that stuff. Well, I found him today at the swap meet, and he had all the Beanie Babies, and he was selling the Beanie Baby related items. Well, when I was out there, he had this. Now, this is not something that I advise anyone buy unless they know exactly what they're getting into, but this one was completely full to the gills, and there's a really good variety of the cards in here too. Now, this isn't something that you should buy to speculate on. This isn't something that you should buy to think that you're going to make a fortune. But this was a really, really high quality, calibrated or calculated collection. And I was willing to buy it. One, because the price was so good. I got it for $5. You wanted 10, I got it for 5. And two, because I know how hardcore this guy had invested and speculated on Beanie Babies historically because of what I bought off of him. Over 30 original Beanie Baby McDonald's set, so he's hardcore speculating. So I knew that this was going to be quality. A binder with about this many cards, you're probably looking at somewhere in the area of 75, probably on the conservative low end. If there are high desirable cards in here, if that is even a thing that exists in this set, you could be looking as much as 150 bucks for this binder. But when this does sell, I will post it on the group. You guys will be able to see that, okay? How's everyone been too? I know I've been gone for a long time. I apologize. If you want to know about anything that's going on in my life, don't be afraid to ask. I'll be happy to share it with you. So you guys saw the electronics box. Very cool box. Check out this piece. I saw this originally 2 months ago. Look how big it is too. Isn't she adorable? All kinds of Harajuku vibes coming off of her. It says, love wins on the back. And this is a display piece from a brand I believe is called like We the People or We the Plush or something like that. And the person originally wanted $50 for this at the swap meet. And I gave them my number and I'm like, hey, or they gave me their number. I'm like, hey, I'm interested in it. I think it would make a great display piece for the shows that I do. And it's also a fantastic, high skill, high quality craftsmanship type piece. I just want to have it. I'm the plush guy. I want to have it. And I messaged him. I'm like, hey, I'll give you 40 bucks. If you can deliver it to me, I'll take it for 40. I thought about it. That's what I'm willing to do. Never responded back to me. Saw him today. I said, hey, you still got that. How come I didn't hear back from you? He said, I lost my phone that day. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm sure you messaged. I just missed it. I'm like, okay. How much did you want for him now? He says, well, goes and talks with the wife, comes back. We'll take 25 bucks for it. I'm like, oh, that's great. I'll give you 20 bucks. He's like, what? I'm like, I can do 20 bucks for you. And then we ended up settling on $22. So I'm really, really thrilled to have that. It's probably worth, it's a one of one. It's going to be worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. I would say, I would be okay getting 200 for it, but there's a really high likelihood that I'm just going to keep it for shows and use it as a display piece. I may even rebrand it, like hang something around the neck, that maybe like a sign or something that features who we are and what we sell at these toy shows and conventions. So, very cool piece. Check this one out, guys. Look at this bad boy. We've got a Toshiba MD9 DN1R, the classic, right? I got this, has the DVD drive on it as well. which is really, really nice. And I don't know where it is, but I promise you, it has the remote with it, and you never find them with the remote. Negotiated with the guy; he wanted $20. I got it for $10. And this is something I was telling Daniel just yesterday, that I was blown away with the number of prices that I got through. That I was able to like kind of put them out there, see what sticks. Because sometimes you put your offer out, you're gonna hit somebody 50%, 30%, and you know it's probably not gonna stick. And you're okay if he says, well, no, I can't do 10, but I can meet you in the middle. I can do 15. You're like, great, I'll take it. That's fine with me. But all of the prices I snuck through, maybe 90% of them, I just put them in, snuck them right through. They took them, and I think that it has to do a little bit with the psychology of what we're doing. I don't know if I have one in here right now. Let me see here. Hold on one second. I'm going to show you something really neat. Hold on. Now's a great time to ask your questions. I'm walking out to the car real fast. Right here. I'm back. So, we've been using these. I don't want to show the whole list just because, like, well, one, my phone number's down there, but I've been handing these out. And this is like a hit list of all the things that I buy direct from consumer. It has everything on there: video games, collectibles, comics, books, records, old antiques, vinyl toys, acrylic art, you name it, everything's on this list. And I walk up to them at the yard sales and I say, hey, love what you got out here today. Here's some of the other stuff that we're looking for if you happen to have some of it. Maybe you didn't bring it out because you didn't think that anyone would be interested in it, but these are some of the things that we buy. Boom, and I hit them with my list. And it completely changes the dynamic. It completely changes the type of discussion that I'm having with these people, because I'm no longer some kid who's there just shopping for plush. I'm a business professional. I'm a professional reseller. I'm here with intent. I'm here to help get your items out and get you paid. Let's make something happen. And the amount of conversion that I had yesterday, just on a single day, was absolutely fantastic. I was blown away with how well it worked. I'm offering these to people who live outside of my region. What I'll do is I'll redo them. I'll put your name and number down there at the bottom. It's $35, okay? And you'll see why that's such a killer price. And because I'm going to be honest, it took over 8 hours to design that, make it look good, proofread it, and really condense down and format a list of all the things that are really, really, really worth going after. It took me a long time to do it, but you'll see why it's profitable. I'm going to show you this next 2 items right now. So the guy walks inside of his house after I hand him that paper. It says, hold on, I think I have some items that you might be interested in. First, he comes out with a clock. I don't like it. It's too modern. Then he comes back with some vintage mouse traps. Again, unfortunately, a little bit too modern. They're vintage rat traps. But he was reading the list. He understood the mission. And he says, hold on, I got one more thing. Goes inside and then comes back out. First with this one. Look at this beauty. This Lucky Lager can. And it's in fantastic condition too. It's mirrored because of the camera I'm using right now. But this beautiful can. This can in this condition, you're probably looking at a minimum $35. Could be as much as $50 for this single flipping can. Now this can though, holy cow. I looked this one up online. Holy cow. This can right here, Rainier Club Extra Dry. This is probably the cleanest example, and I've done no restoration work to this yet. And I consider myself like a small-time expert in restoration. I'm going to make this thing look gorgeous, retain some of the patina, of course, but I'm going to clean up some of the grime and years of dust and such off the front of this thing. This can, in this condition, I will not take a penny under $200 for this can. The last one that looked worse than this one, that had been restored, sold for $187. And this was within the last 30 days. This is a very, very expensive can. And he may even have more specialty cans too. He has my number. He's been sending me images all day today of other things that he's selling. And how does he have my number? Because I gave him the damn flyer. Okay. So you can, okay, here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. You can make your own flyer. You can do the exact same thing I did. I'm not some genius. I stole it from Antique Archaeology. These guys know what they're doing. It works for them to the point where they got their own damn TV show. But I made the list work for me by starting out with categories that I specialize in, and you can do the same thing too. If you want to make your own list, by all means go for it, but make it look the part. don't be handing out a chintzy looking list, okay? Here, I'm going to fold it back again because I don't want people seeing my number. I'm going to cover part of it because I put a lot of work into this, okay? But at the bottom, you're going to have your name and number down here, and you hand out a high quality list printed on really good paper that outlines all the things you're buying. So if you want to make one, make one. If you don't want to do any of the work that goes into it, contact me. We'll customize one for you and we'll get it out to you. But this right here on its own, these two cans, I mean, that's proof in the pudding. And that's not the only things that we got with that too. So this next one here, this is great. We got a whole box of video games, and I'm not gonna lie, Xbox 360, it's a little bit of a mixed grab bag. Some games are absolutely worthless. Some games are, you know, $10, $15, $20 each. But we got a nice, good, healthy stack of video games. Let's just see them all. I'm just flipping them around real quick. And there's one more at the bottom. But a nice little stack of them. We got that plus asterisk a 360 with the wireless network adapter. Here's the 360. It needs repair, but has a hard drive, has the adapter. This guy knows how to fix 360s. I got the red ring too, so I'll get that fixed up. And included a Wii plus Wiimote plus this needs repair. Mind you, this needs repair. A PlayStation 4. All of that together, and I can even strip that hard drive out of there. I can sell this as a parts console. I can sell the controller on its own. All of that plus the games, because of the flyer, $20. Okay, you can't beat that price. And then Daniel, because of the flyer again, somebody handed him a stack of Pokemon cards. He got them for $1. The guy's like, yeah, you can just have them, because I'd already done business with him. But then he thought for a second, he's like, you know what, no, I gotta at least sell them for something, or my mom's gonna kill me. So he's like, just give me $1. And that one stack, $100 worth of cards, right there, right off the rip. Okay, and that would not have happened if we didn't convert it on through. That's what I'm talking about. Small things, big differences. I don't mean to get super preachy. I don't mean to get super educational with you, even though you know that's my MO. I really wanted to showcase items with you, but I'm very, very passionate about doing things the optimum way and making the most money and maximizing your margins while you're out there, because as much fun as it is, it's important to get paid as well. Pick these up. We got, sorry for the bring in closer. This is a Philips base for a Sonicare toothbrush plus replacement brush heads. You're looking at, I don't know, $25. This is a 2-head base. I use this exact same one myself. They're nice. They're not cheap either. So I paid $1 for the pair of that. Picked up some book lights. I needed them. I needed one for myself. I've been reading a lot. I recommend pick up a book if you haven't recently. Mighty Bright. Picked up the pair, $2 on them. I'm going to sell one for $15, and then I'm going to keep the other one for myself. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and move the camera. Let's move this down. Let's get you guys over here so I can show you the next little bit of stuff. You guys are going to love this. I'm trying to make sure this doesn't tip over. This is the next bit that I got right here. This HP Pavilion. This monitor, which is actually a raising, lowering, rotating. This is a touchscreen monitor. And the keyboard. The same guy who sold me the beer can sold me this as well. And I asked him, how much did you want for it? He said, well, I'm open to offers. I hear what you say. Well, what'd you offer it to the last person for? He's like, well, I told the last guy you could get it for $50. I said, okay, well, is there anything wrong with it? He's like, well, the only thing wrong with it is me. He's like, I'm not good with computers, and that's the reason I'm letting it go. I paid $1,000 for it maybe 10 years ago. I look up the monitor. The monitor is $150 on it all day long. I didn't even look up the tower, didn't look up the keyboard, didn't care. I said, well, I'll tell you what, I was at $20 on it. Okay. He's like, well, could you do 25? I'm like, yeah, I can do 25. So I gave him $25 on the whole shebang. If I can ensure that the computer's working, get the whole thing hooked up, I can sell it locally, $250, $300 all day long. And it's not even going to be a hard fix. Throw some power cables on there, test it, make sure it works. I doubt that there's going to be anything major wrong with it. The guy seems like a real straight shooter as well. If anyone hasn't told you yet, if no one's told you yet, old school cameras are back in fashion again, like your old school 35mm cameras, especially if you can get them nice with the box and everything. Open them up, make sure there's no corrosion inside the battery compartments. That does happen often. These two cameras, I paid $5 each from the same guy that sold me the TV. This Olympus over here, I believe this one is about 80, 85, and I think this one's 55. It could be the other way around, but they are in great shape. And sometimes when you go to like senior living areas, you'll come across a lot of these old 35 millimeter cameras. But yeah, this one, good shape, looking the part, has the original manual on the inside. They almost always have them complete. You'll even find them with the damn receipts on the inside too. It's pretty darn amazing. And here, I'll show you the other one. Are we guys learning anything today? Are we having fun? And then here's the other one. It's in great shape as well. Looking the part. So those will get tested. Those will get listed. Easy, 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 easy money. Picked up a cell phone. I normally don't buy cell phones, but this phone was in such immaculate condition. Look at that, no scratches on the front. I was able to pop the back off. There's no swelling on the battery. I was going to check for swelling on the battery. I paid $2 for it. It's worth about 35, maybe 45 bucks in that condition. I'll take it, you know. Even if you find that computer doesn't work, you could probably sell the parts. Good pickup on that, Mike. I 100% agree with you. Yeah, I would be shocked if there's an issue with the monitor. That's the other thing. I bought that phone from the same guy. All of his stuff that was secondhand was all in really good condition. So, it would be very weird if multiple electronics that looked aesthetically nice were somehow broken. And I'd even go further to say that he wouldn't be messaging me trying to sell me more stuff if he knew the computer was broken. He wouldn't even bother trying. So the fact that he is, I'd be willing to bet $100 that the computer's just going to instantly fire up. The only issue is there might be a password on it. I may need to restore it. But I could probably even message him and say, hey, what's the password for this computer? He'd probably sort me out, no problem. So that's always good. Picked up this really cool bottle. I think it's just a neat looking bottle. I paid 50 cents for it. I'm going to get it cleaned out on the inside. I'm probably going to store some incense or something inside of there. Yeah. We got two more items. Here's that remote that I promised you guys. I know all of you were, came here, paid for the whole seat, only need the edge, but here's that remote. That's going to really boost the value on that TV too. Picked up this really nice bowl. It's going to be a new fruit bowl for my space. I got a basket right now. I don't love it, so this is going to replace that. I'm going to sand it down, refinish it. It might even be worth something too. I didn't look up the brand. Some people that sold me the camera sold me that bowl. Last chance, guys. Q&A. I'm going to be dipping after this. I'm going to go play some disc golf right now. And I picked up this Chess Champion 2150L. I opened it up. I counted out all the pieces. Got that price tag too. $2 buckaroonies. Yeah, this complete with the box, looking anywhere between $75 and $100, just depending on how clean it is. I think that's everything. Yeah, I also got a folding utility blade, Husky brand as well, but that needs to go through the jewelry cleaner, so that's probably already sidelined. But yeah, that's my pickups for the weekend. It was a really, really solid performance. Only had to put in about 4.5 hours worth of work. I got really quality leads on the back end. I've had 2 people message me already off of my flyers, and I've got multiple people who are like, oh yeah, I've got this at my house, because they're sharing house space. I've got this back at my house. Can I call you this week to be able to sell you this? Do you also work in this? I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And then I got a lot of compliments on it too. They're like, this is a good way of doing business. We like this. This is a very concise list. This is a good list. So it was nice hearing that too. A little bit of proof in the pudding. Donald Lockwood, you're back. I am, but I'm leaving right now. I've been on for 28 minutes, but you can rewind this. You can go all the way back to the beginning, and you can watch the first half. And this is going to stay on. It's going to stay on YouTube as well. I was originally going to do it on Facebook, but I said, to heck with it. I'm going to do it on YouTube, so that way everyone in the YouTube space can watch it. Now, if you guys don't know, we've been doing this Patreon thing forever now, and it just kind of hasn't worked, and partly because so many people come and go within this category. I've talked with people this week that are like, I've been doing reselling for 10 years, but I feel like I can just never really get it up off the ground. And what they don't realize is that they're hobby sellers and they're not actual sellers, not full-time sellers. So with the whole Patreon thing, it's like people come in, they're like, oh, I really want to do this. I really want to succeed. And then reselling just isn't for them. They didn't come into reselling because they felt like they love the category. And I tell people this too, like you have to love what you're doing. You have to actually have a desire to go out and source goods. You have to enjoy doing restoration. You have to enjoy the photography. You have to like talking to people. You have to be good with negotiations. A lot of things that you really have to like. So people will come into it and they'll be like, oh, it seems like such easy money just to be a reseller. You know, I can just go out and buy stuff and then sell it. And they don't understand the minutia and all the actual, like the real work that goes into being successful doing it. So they just leave. So a lot of people will come into Patreon, out of Patreon, come and go, and then we try. Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll just move the whole thing over to Discord, so that way it'll be easier. We'll lower the cost down to $5. That didn't work. So where are we at right now? I'm gonna keep making videos here and there. Because I love what I do. I love sharing this information with you guys. But we have group chat, and we're not charging now. This isn't a sales pitch. If you want to come join it, you can come join it for free. Okay. All I ask is you come over to Facebook. You find me on Facebook. It's so easy. Follow the link. Come find me over there and say, hey, Jay, I just want to join group chat. Or leave a comment on any post we have on Bolorama, and I'll see it and say, hey, I want to join group chat. And we'll add you into group chat for free. And if you don't know what it is, it's a place where a bunch of resellers get together and we talk about reselling. We talk about our scores. We talk about customer issues. We talk about all kinds of things. If you would like to contribute $5 a month to help out, it's completely voluntary right now. And we're going to figure out the financial structure, but for now everyone can just come on in for free. It's fine. I'd rather have the community going than not have anything at all over there. Now the next video is the last thing I want to talk about before I go. This next video is going to be really, really interesting. Those of you who did not watch my Pokemon video before, I precisely timed the downfall of the Pokemon market as far as when prices had hit their head, and then they made that breakdown. It was literally that weekend when I said, okay, I think this is the beginning of the end. Now, obviously, there's been some price recovery in the market, but things are interesting, okay? The prices aren't back anywhere near where they were on that weekend when I made that call. I'm going to be doing a video talking about the impact of inflation and rising cost on resellers throughout all of this year. What you really need to know coming into, because we are going to have a recession. And this isn't like fear mongering for views. I don't give a shit about the views. I don't give a shit about the ad revenue. This is me as a reseller saying, hey, shit's going to get really, really interesting. And I want to lay out for you how I'm going to be playing my hand over the next 6, 12, and 24 months. So that way I can go into this period of time with maybe $50,000 liquid and what my plans are on how to turn that into $500,000 over the next 24 months, because there's going to be some really, really interesting opportunities that are going to present themselves to those who have positioned themselves for success. And then we're also going to talk a little bit of the fundamentals of how to effectively reduce your business cost, because I know some of you, because I consult with some of you are overspending on your business costs. This is my house, okay, and this is rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of inventory in here. Okay, and this goes all the way back. This goes 3 rows back, okay? Those of you who are paying for storage units, stop paying for storage units, okay? You're eating up your cost. And you say, well, I just don't want that in my house, okay? Well, you're an entrepreneur. You work from home, okay? Your inventory needs to be in your house. Make space for it, okay? Those of you who have a 3-car garage and you're all paying for a storage unit, you're out of your fucking mind. What are you doing? Save your money. But we're going to talk about things people need to do to reduce cost and how to effectively get positioned so that they can make a lot of money. The collectibles market is going to be very, very interesting. And I think that everyone should have a game plan going into it. Don't just take my advice, take everyone's advice. And I've researched a lot of sources, and I'm trying to compile my best information based on my experience within the collectibles field and my flipping 20 years now of reseller experience, so the way I can help some of you guys get positioned as well. If anyone wants to have a one-on-one talk about that, no cost, just talk bullshit, flush out some ideas, I'm all for it over the next week. I'll have plenty of availability. If you want to go to bolorama.com, you can book a time with me. I'm not charging right now. Okay, I just want to talk with people about this and really flush out these ideas and bounce them off intelligent people. We're also going to be doing some group calls. Jason Hand has stepped up and said he wants to work a bit on the back end so that way we can get a little focus thing going. I know some of you are familiar with what Daily Refinement does over on his end. He has these big community calls, and I know some things have recently changed in his life to where he might not be doing work on eBay, but as a whole, there's still tons of great content. We want to do a similar thing here, but more casual and very, very broad. We want to talk about eBay. We want to talk about speculative markets. We want to talk about, I know Darren has a passion for crypto, but we want to come together maybe once a week to be able to talk. And again, we're not going to charge anything for that. We're just doing a little thing right now, trying to get everyone back together. So thanks for checking out the goods, guys. I'm gonna go take a shower because it's hot in my garage, and then I'm gonna go play some disc golf. So thanks so much for watching, Mike. I appreciate you putting those links up there. I hope you all have a great day, and if you want to see more content like this in the future, let me know. I can do these. I can do these again next week, something like that. I'm gonna keep buying stuff, but y'all have a great day, and remember, if you don't make that money, someone else will. Cheers.